Hey y'all, it is Sunday night and we're a little early today for reasons we'll go into in a minute. This is Mary from Stamps-N-Lingers and I do appreciate you joining me on your Sunday evening. So I'm going to take 1/2 second to refresh my computer and be sure that I am actually making a video, because it would be kind of silly to make a video for an hour without making a video, if you know what I mean. Looks like we're going, so that's good. All right, hopefully everybody's on. Hey Jean, how are you tonight? Glad to see ya. Have you got Judy and oh, let me see if I'm even working. Yeah. All right, so we are going to make a card today. First off, we're an hour early because I have a business meeting at 8 with the Amy's Inkin crew, so I do appreciate you coming on a little early. All right, so we're going to make a card. I saw this card actually a couple of places on YouTube and Pinterest, and I tried really hard to come up with a different stamp set and bundle to use, but it just works so perfectly with the Daisy Delight bundle that I kind of had to do it. Hi Sue Jensen, how are you? Thank you for joining us tonight. So this is a fun card. I've made exactly one, and it's this one. So with any luck, I can recreate it. If not, y'all will get to watch me fumble about. You've done that before. So here's what this card does. It's kind of fun. It's called a corner pop-up, and it looks pretty normal on the front. It's a square card, but when you open it up, this lays down like so, and you have kind of a little tableau of daisies and thank you. I chose to use the Wood Textures DSP because I love it. I particularly love this design. This is my very favorite design in the entire catalog, I think. Hi Linda, hi Pamela, hey Jean, hey Judy. Thank you guys for joining, I appreciate it. So the color combination is pretty classic, Cajun Craze, Old Olive, and Crushed Curry. And of course I did an envelope. I did not make a square envelope. I just took a regular old envelope and I put some flowers on the front and a little more Wood Textures DSP and flowers on the back. So we will go ahead and get started. Obviously this uses the Daisy Punch and the Daisy Delight stamp set. Now here's a little sneak peek of something that's fixing to happen tomorrow when my blog posts. I am going to give away some blog candy. And yes, in fact, it is exactly what you need, with the exception of some basic inks and cardstock, to make this card. Daisy Delight stamp set and the punch, which, by the way, should be back in stock on the 31st of July. But you'll have an opportunity to get it early, and a pack of Wood Textures DSP. So you'll have a chance to earn that, or to win that, on my blog this week. All right, let me put that stuff away and we'll start talking about what you need to make this little card. Your card cuts are as follows. This is a piece of crushed curry cardstock, and it is 8 inches by 8 inches square. Then we've got a couple of 3 pieces, not a couple, but 3 pieces of did I say this was Cajun Craze? No, this is crushed curry. This is Cajun Craze. And these pieces are 3 3/4 inches square, and I have 3 of them. And then I've got 3 pieces of the Wood Textures DSP at 3 5/8 inches. All right. And you'll need your layers, your circling layers, circle framelits, and, you know, the rest of the stuff. We have a little piece of DSP for the envelope flap and a scrap of Cajun Craze to make the frame on the front, like so, and a piece of Whisper White cardstock, which we will use to cut our daisies. Alrighty. Hey Deborah, thank you so much. Yes, he was very happy to see me, almost as happy as I was to see him. Alrighty, so now we're going to go ahead and get started. And we're going to, first of all, so I made a template because I had to. It was, let's be honest folks, this one kind of bamboozled me. I could see it, I knew what it was supposed to do. I was even watching a video of the lady making it, and it just bamboozled me. So I used a piece of thick Whisper White cardstock and I made a template. And I even wrote on it, card front and inside of card, just so that I wouldn't bork it up. And I'm going to use that rather heavily this time to be sure I cut in the right places. So the first thing you do is you're going to we're going to score our 8x8 piece of crushed curry cardstock. We're going to score it at 4 inches both ways, get a good score going, and we'll turn it like so and do another 4-inch like so. And then we're going to turn it over because you want your fold to be opposite. This fold right here that's going to hold the whole mess together, you want it to be an opposite fold of these 4, and so you do want to make your score lines correct. Alrighty, so that it all works. So let's see now, just to be sure I'm doing it right, I'm going to put my template over it, unlock my card. Okay, alright, so all I'm doing here is I'm lining up the points with the score groove, like so, and then I'm wiggling it as I shut it. Alright, so there's like that. Alright, hey Pamela, I'm glad to see you made it. Good job. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to go from, you can see where the 2 score lines intersect there. Intersect? No, intersect. I'm going to go from roughly right there back to the corner, and I'm going to give that a good couple of 3 scores right there. Alright, like that. And then I'm going to put this out of my way. Alright, now this is the part where my brain starts to say, what in the world are you thinking about doing, Mary? Alright, so the card is going to fold like so. And I'm going to find my bone folder, which is hiding around here somewhere. There it is. I'm going to give it a real good burnish with my bone folder, like so. And then I'll fold it the other way as well. Y'all, we went to Walmart today, and I swear to you, did y'all see the thing on Facebook? Somebody had sent a joke, and it said, scientists have yet to understand how 300 people can be working in a Walmart, and they have 4 registers open. And that could not have been any more appropriate than our trip today. It was crazy. I've never seen anything like it. I would rather take a beating and pay the prices at Publix than go to Walmart. Okay, so now I am going to cut up this score line, and then I'm going to cut not on the diagonal score line, but a little bit to the inside of it. Basically what I'm doing is I'm making a flap, and I'm going to use that to adhere to the card front so that we get what we need. Alright, hold your breath, y'all. Hope this works. Yes, Linda, it was a madhouse. Yep, it was, and I don't like Walmart at all, at all. Even when their prices are so good, I don't like them. It just annoys me no end. Okay, now, as I said, you're going to cut outside. We're eyeballing this. You can see I did not measure. Just going to cut like that. And then I'm going to make another little cut right here just to kind of trim that up a little bit. Makes it a little easier for everything to fold, she says, with hope in her voice. All right. Now, this is all prepared, and before I do any sticking together, not to say that the first time I did it, I didn't just go ahead and stick it together, because it was so fun to do. See how it's already starting to kind of come together. I want to get some good burnishes there. Alright. Now, this is going to, this is where it's going to bamboozle me, so I'm going to do the part I can do. When all else fails, do the easy part first. Yeah, that's my theory. Okay, so let's get our mats. We're going to make 3 matted pieces. One will be for the inside of the card where our sentiment will go. One will be for the front of the card, which is going to have a circle cut in the center of it. And then one is going to be the piece that I put my daisy on. All right, so we can just start using some fast fuse right quick like a bunny and putting them together. All right, she says as she wants her fast fuse to work. Come on, fast fuse. There we go. I don't know if it's hot where y'all are, but here it is just a son of a baker's brother is what it is. All right, get that matted up. Set it aside. And the one that I'm putting on the front, because I'm going to cut a hole in it, I'm going to put some extra fast fuse down the middle so that the mat will not come off when I cut a hole in the center of it. And, you know, that's fun. All right. Alrighty, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to set that where I can remember that that's the front with all the extra fast fuse, and then we'll make the last one right here. Now, you may not have noticed it, but I've already kind of made a little error, but I can fix it, and I'm going to show you how to fix it because I won't be the only one that ever makes this mistake. Okay, so let's go ahead and start making our front. And to do that, you can see that it has a hole cut in it, and it also has my sentiment. So first I'm going to stamp my sentiment. From the Daisy Delight stamp set, I'm going to stamp it in Cajun Craze, and it says, "Your thoughtfulness brightened my day." Always appropriate. Now, one might make the argument that this is the inside sentiment, and "thank you" should be the front sentiment. But no, I didn't do that. Didn't want to. Can't make me. And I'm just going to put it right at the bottom, like so. And then I am going to cut in the center. I am going to cut, this is a 2 3/8 inch swickel. All right? And I'm going to do that off camera, so y'all murmur amongst yourselves. And I'm going to center that. Murmur, murmur. Are y'all murmuring? Are you murmuring? I don't think you. Okay, yes, there you go, Karen. Eat your taco salad. That'll be a fine way to spend this time when I am off camera. All right. So that made the front. Now, obviously, we need a hole of the same caliber in the middle of the front of the card. Okay, see, this is why I have to have my template. Inside of card, this is the front of the card. Okay, so there is where the middle of my circle wants to be. And we're going to put this right in the middle. I kind of line it up like this, like so. There we go. Okay, I'll be back in just a moment, people. Just one hot moment. You murmuring amongst yourselves? I don't hear any murmuring. I hear no murmuring. Why is there no murmuring? Murmur, 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 murmur. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. I need a piece of sticky tape, a little sticky note here. Yes, this is how I'm fitting it in. Excellent question. So I got it lined up. Now when I made this the first time, so I'm just going to show you because I'm a goofball. What can I tell you? All right, so the first time I did this, the video that I had seen did not show how to do it. What she did though, she did not make a mat, but I like mats, and so I had matted my front, and then I was like, oh, you know, an 8-inch piece of cardstock is not going to work. So it turns out that what you kind of have to do is you have to put down your die, and then you have to fold this over like so. And then it does make a little bit of an impression, but that's okay because that's going to be where your daisy sits. So it works out to be okay. All right. So on this go, I'm doing it a little differently. Because it didn't cut through. When I did it the first time, it didn't cut through, so I had to do a little bit of trimming, and I didn't. So I'm trying a new thing here for you guys. So this time I have pre-cut my matted panel here, and so I'm going to pick up. I'm just kind of eyeballing it, and then I'll put it back like so. So really all I'm trying to do is get that little duty in the right spot right there, and that looks pretty good. But I want them to stay there, so I'm going to use a sticky note like so. Yeah, they didn't show how to do this in the video I saw, so I was kind of winging it. I was winging it, and it didn't wing so good. It just didn't wing as good as I wanted it to wing. All right, now I'll be right back. Hold your breath, everybody. Hold your breath that this works. If it doesn't work, well, I don't know what to say. Except sometimes stuff doesn't work. Almost always when you're on camera. There we go. Okay, let's see. There we go. Alrighty. It worked. It worked. Alright. Now you can see it made an impression. That's okay because we're going to cover that, remember, with this piece of cardstock and this matted piece, and that way we're going to have it all covered up. Wiggled it like Finn? Nobody can wiggle it like Finn, Karen. Nobody. All right, now let me make sure I don't screw this up. It's always a possibility. Screwing it up is never not a possibility. Okay, well that's going to be there on the inner liner, but that's still okay. It's still okay. We still have not irrevocably screwed it up, so we're doing good. All right, now I'm going to take some liquid glue and put it on my card front. See, this is why I have a template. Yep. Y'all, when you decide to make this card, make yourself a template. I promise it will help. And then make this about 75 times. So what do they say about making videos? You should never do something for the first time on a video. And I'm not. It's the second time, which for this kind of card is roughly the same thing. Just so you know, I do have a dog under my table, and he is licking my feet right now. Yeah, because I have sandals on, and yeah. Okay. Now, here we go. Let's see. Now we're just going to put that on with our liquid glue, line up the hole, make it all really straight, and then give that a little push. There, like so. One each card front. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to take that same exact die that I just used to cut the hole, and I'm going to use a larger scalloped circle. And this one is 2 3/4. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on this piece of Cajun craze with the smaller circle inside, and I'm going to cut that out, and that's going to make us mat. I'll be right back. You can also, if you're not comfortable doing it with two at once, you can also cut the scallop circle first and then cut the straight side circle out of that circle that you just made. But this actually works pretty good. And you've got a circle to save until later if you are like I am. And then we have one mat, like so. I really love, this is one of my very favorite color combinations. Hey, I will tell Finn that Winnie says hi, Linda. I love this color combination, and it's even good in the summer. It doesn't have to be a fall combination, which it kind of traditionally is. Now, with any luck, I will not go over our time tonight because I got to get on with Amy's Inking Crew. All right, there we go. Give it a little smusha. Pick it up so I can see it. There we go. Okay, and there is that. Now I will stamp my inside, and that's this one, I think. All right. Now, here's what the inside looked like. Where are my tweezers? They're here. There's my tweezers. This is what the inside looks like, and I'm gonna confess to my mistake. You can see that I have stamped the stem of the flower, and it goes off of the edge. Well, if I do that now, already matted, then I'm going to have an extra. So if you were to make such a mistake, all you got to do is just take a sticky note and run it on there like so. And I'm going to take two just because. Alrighty. Like that. Okay. Now, if I could find the stamps. There it is. Okay. Now, we're going to stamp some stems in Old Olive because, you know, that's my favorite color to go with this set. And it will be this one right here, with this block right there. And what I'm going to do, if you can see, is I took advantage of the fact that it is a photopolymer set, and I bent it. Yeah, I bent it. But you know what I'm going to do first? Let's not make a mistake here. Let's not make another mistake. I'm going to stamp my sentiment. Now, y'all, don't get all head up, but I cut my thank you in half because I wanted to be able to use it in multiple ways. But if you'll see, I just cut it and I didn't do any other trimming, so if I want to, I can just stick it back together like that on the block. Easy peasy. But with it like this, I can do a sentiment like that. I couldn't do that so easy with it all together. So just remember, they're your stamps and you can do what you like with them. So I put them on the block like so, and I'm going to put away my Old Olive for a second, and we're going to stamp that in Cajun Craze. And we're going to go right like that, and right about there. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000. There we go. Now I will make some stembas. And now, because I have my sentiment in place, I actually know where to put the stems. Daha, Mary, daha, daha. Okay, so let's give this a little bend. And we're going to bend it this way. Sometimes my sideways and backwards filter doesn't really work. All right, tap, tap, tap. Make sure it's stuck. And then we'll, gonna be persnickety today, isn't it? Okay, here, wait a minute. I was trying to keep ink off my fingers, but you know, so much for that idea. All right, we'll go like that. And then we're going to do another one, and we're going to bend it even more. More bend. Bend it like Beckham. I don't actually know what that means. I just know it was a movie about soccer. But that's what they said. Bend it like Beckham. Don't be scared, Karen. Just break it. Just cut it. Just cut it. You can do it. It'll be okay. All right, and then we're gonna, part of the reason I bent it is because I want my stems to come back together almost as if they were, you know, part of a bouquet. All right, and then we're gonna go way the other way. And that's gonna go this way. Like so. And it's just being persnickety today. I'm gonna blame the heat and humidity. My story, I'm sticking to it. All right, and then we're gonna go like this right here. All right, that should be good. Perfect. And then I will add a few little, yes, Deborah, you are correct. It is a beautiful font. I really like that particular sentiment, quite a large amount. And then I'm going to use just the outline stamp of the little daisy, and I'm going to use crushed curry and just add it out at the end of my stems. Like so. But look, see what I almost did? I almost got Cajun craze, crushed curry, whatever color this is, on my mat. So quickly fix it with the ever-present sticky notes. And there we go. All right, and there's the inside. And that is going to go on, yes, you heard it here first, what I believe to be the inside of the card. And we're going to see soon whether that is true. This is kind of like one of those, you know, like those puzzle cards. And you never really know if you are solving the puzzle, at least I don't, until the very last second. All right, this ought to be about right. So we're gonna put it right there like so. All right, and then I smeared Cajun craze. Don't do that. Well, I will think of an embellishment to put there while we're finishing this up. Okay, now, the final thing to do is to make us a daisy. We're going to make us a daisy. We're not going to drive her anywhere, we're just going to make it. And to do that, I am going, bend it like Beckham, bend the path of the ball in a free kick. You just Googled that, didn't you, Karen? You totally did. You did not just know that, just like that. No, I do not believe it. All right, so we're going to make a crushed curry daisy, and I'm going to make 3 of them, and this does kind of push the envelope, as it were, of coming through the little hole, but that's okay, because that makes it just is so much more realistic and cool looking when it's got 3. So that's what I'm doing, because it's my card, and you can't stop me. Okay, here we go. What time is it, you guys? Anybody know? All right, we're gonna do that one. Two. And 3. Remember the trick for the daisy punch is if you will make your petals go up and down like 6 to 12, 6 to 12, 6 to 12, then it makes it a whole lot easier to stamp out. Thank you, Linda, appreciate it. And then I'm going to take, I don't know if you guys have seen me do this or not, I take what is sort of a depleted clear wink and I use it to watercolor. I'm going to have my stamp pad out, but to start with, all I'm going to do is just pull the ink that I had, because this is the water soluble ink. It will kind of come out and color the petal. And I don't want a lot of color. I just want to tinge it, because really what I was going for was a white daisy. But the fun thing about using the clear wink to color is that you just instantly get that sheen and shimmer and shine, and I like doing it. Now, somewhere a long time ago, somebody told me that you could refill these and that you would refill them with water. And I have done that a few times, but recently I've seen people saying refill them with rubbing alcohol. And I have refilled them with water, and that worked pretty well, although it was a little, you know, watery. So when this one gets down to where I'm ready to refill it, I'm going to use alcohol and see how it works. Now, obviously, it is not, once you've refilled it once, it's not nearly as strong a shimmer, but it's just enough to add just a smidge of shine, and I like it, and I like to use it. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make one where I actually do pull some ink off of my pad so that I've got a layer that's a little darker, just because I can. That's different from how I did the first one, but why make every single card the same? That doesn't even make sense. Doesn't even make sense to me. So anyway, I was so glad. I never really cared over much for the gold wink, but boy would I have been disappointed if Miss Clear Wink had gone away. Goodness. I love this. And I understand, I don't know this because I've never seen them, but I understand there are a multitude of colors of Wink of Stella. And I think it would be fun if we got a few more in. But for me, this clear one is kind of a go-to, and I like to watercolor with it. I learned I got the idea a long time ago. I made an ocean sky, not an ocean in the sky, but sky over an ocean. And I colored the sky with all sorts of oranges and yellows and purples, and I watercolored it with my clear wink, and it turned out really cool. Okay, so my last one, I'm just going to use the ink that's in the stamped image itself. And I'm going to hope that what I did here, where I had 3 different colors, is, thank you, Julie, it is art, and it is supposed to be the same. But I'm hoping that by having 3 different sort of colors and depths of colors, that it'll make it just a little more interesting. Or it will not, and you'll be like, gosh, that was a complete waste of effort. And then I will say, oh well. Hey, you know what else I really hope we get back is envelope paper. I really like to make envelopes. I used a regular medium envelope for this, and that's fine. It's kind of a thick card, and so having the extra space is not a bad thing. But I would have liked to have made a nice little square card envelope. And I think the DSP is kind of heavy sometimes for an envelope. Okay, there we go. There we go. Hey, Kathy. Glad you joined me. I'm sorry I'm early this day, but I've got a meeting with my upline team, Amy's Ink and Crew, at 8 o'clock, and I hate to miss that. All right, now we're going to cut these little buggers, and we're just going to line them up. And this is really scientific. I'm just looking for, you know, T-lar, that looks about right. Well, T-lar. Close enough for government work. Y'all, I just found out the other day that I have to go back to Dugway in September to October, and I am, well, let's just say I had to leave the office and go have a little pity party for a few minutes when I found it out. I was a little bit bummed. And it's 3 lovely weeks. I'm so excited. So excited. Okay. Now I'm going to just take my bone folder. Hey Sherry, thank you for joining. I do too love the daisy bundle. Alright, I'm just giving each of these little petals a bit of a curl, not very much. And I'm going all the same way for the first go around. And then I may find, once I hook them together, I may want to take one or two and move them the other way, because I have yet to see a perfect daisy. I think they try to put their little petals in different directions. Okay, so we're going to stack this like so. Like so. And I'm going to do it with some dimensionals, like I made my Gerbera daisy the other day because I was so tickled with it. I will probably never again make a daisy that doesn't have 3 layers and layers that are Stampin' Dimensional together. So yeah, I like how that looks. Before I do that, I'm going to give it a little center. I'm going to give it a little center because I can. Because I can. And I'm going to use the little center stamp and some Old Olive. My stamps they're dusty. It's almost like they've been to the desert or something, I don't know. So I'm just going to stamp this in Old Olive in the middle. And then we'll put that aside. Let me clean them off. And then I will use the other center image. And that's just to add a little something something, because I'm going to put a faceted jewel in there anyway. But I think it looks a little cooler with that in there like that. Okay, now we'll use some dimensionals. Like so. Hey Sherry, I don't know, you might not have been on right at the beginning, but if you'll check my blog post tomorrow, I'm offering an opportunity to win the daisy set and a pack of Wood Textures DSP. And then you guys can make this card. Alrighty. There we go. And then I'm just going to take and I'm going to grab a couple of my little petals and I'm going to go the other way. Just like that. Not too many, just a couple, 3 here and there. And then I'm going to give this one a little extra curl. Alright. Alright, now it's time to fold the card. Oh, let's put our last piece on there. Okay. Alright, everybody. If you are with me at home, give me a drum roll. Give me some crossed fingers. Give me a little prayer. And we're going to see if this works. Okay, now I'm going to bend this up like so. Let me see, I'm going to do it like that. And then it's going to go like that. And then it's going to come open. Okay, so give this a good fold. Get it burnished good. And then we're going to put a piece of tear and tape on it. Because this moves around a lot, so you want a good solid adherence. I guess I could go the other way and then I wouldn't have to cut that. Alright. You know, I've still got an entire roll of the old kind of tear and tape with the red stuff on it, and this is so much better. My old fat fingers can actually get that off of there. Alright. Well, she says she can, and then she can't. You know what they say? tried go with claiming a skill and then trying to do the skill. Okay, people. All right. That's still the inside. Don't screw that up. Okay, here we go. You ready? You guys ready? Okay. Lay that down like so. Lay them together and then line it up like that. Give it a good burnish. And bada boom! Boom, I says to you, boom! Happy dance, happy dance, happy dance. Okay, now we can put our daisy on there. Our daisy on there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little dab-a-doodle of fast fuse on there. Maybe. Yes, I do. Nobody knows those things. Okay, now all I'm going to do is I've got it closed, and then I'm going to drop it on the card where I don't want it, and then I'm going to just pick it back up, and I'm going to center it in my hole, and then I'm going to put a large gold faceted gem in the middle, like a so. There. Nope, no flower is perfect, so that has an unperfectly centered center. And here we go. There. Now, let's be real. When I took the pictures to put on the website for tomorrow, sorry, Finny. Oh, I just bumped him in his nose. When I put those on the pictures, I did, in order to make it set down really, really, really flat like that, I did wind up a little bit of washi tape right under here just so it would stay flat. But you can see this one is staying pretty good. My prototype did not stay so great. Okay, so that is the card, and yes, I will find something, I don't know, maybe a little line of pearls right there to cover up that little error. But then I will make a quick envelope for you peoples, because there's no finished card until the envelope is done. Right? So I am going to put a few branches, okay, let's call them stems, on the front of my medium Whisper White envelope. Yay! When someone gets that, they have no idea how to open it. That's half of the fun. They have to figure it out. See? See me? Look, I can't solve everybody's problems. I saw a great t-shirt the other day. It said, dang it, come along now. Behave. You're on camera. I saw a cool t-shirt. I think I'm going to have to get it. It says Program Manager right across the front. And then in smaller letters it says, because Miracle Worker isn't a job title. I thought that was so funny. I may have to get it. Okay, I'm going to put a couple on there because I really like them. And I really like those little flowers. And when I say a couple, I mean 3. There. Look at that. It isn't going to matter. Because I'm going to cover it up with some flowers. I'm going to put some flowers on it, people. Oh, dear. It's happening. I've gone wonky again. Hey, Christina. Thank you for joining. I'm glad you like it. I hope you'll come and check out the blog tomorrow where you'll get some more pictures of it. And there will be another link. Darn it. Well, you know, maybe I could write the address over that. That's good. All right. And then I'm going to hang on to that because I'm going to put some more on the envelope flap. Anyway, what I was trying to say before I saw a bunny go by was I'll be giving away some blog candy over the next week, and it will be announced tomorrow. And I haven't quite decided what you have to do for it yet, but probably just make a comment of some sort. And what is up for grabs is the Daisy Delight bundle and a pack of Wood Textures DSP. So you'll be able to make this little card. You'll have the video, and I'll have the card cuts for you. and more pictures. Hey Terry Lynn, how are you? I hope things are going well for you. Now ladies, I hope you're going to be on the Google Hangout here in just a few minutes for our meeting. They're a lot of fun. Judy, you need to accept the Facebook invitation so that you can get on to Amy's Ink and Crew and see what we do there. It's a lot of fun. We always have fun on there. Isn't that right, Karen? And we'll get you hooked up to get an invite to the next Ink and Crew meeting. And I think you would enjoy yourself. Now I'm just stamping these kind of randomly all around. Trying to turn them. Not always being so successful, but you know, okay. There we go. Okay. All right, and ladies, that is that. One each. Oh, here we go. One each corner pop-up card that, yes, is half of the fun is figuring out how to open it, but that's okay, because why shouldn't a card be fun? I think it should. There you are. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you will try one, and I hope you will join me on the blog tomorrow and make a comment and see about earning the Daisy Delight bundle for yourself. Alrighty. Guess you're not invited. Julie, of course you're invited. Jeez. Okay. I'm out, ladies. See you next week. Bye.